The blessing and tremendous power of the internet is that it has made information instant, permanent, searchable, and global. However, our scandal-hungry society has no check and balance for the truth. The potential for harm to honest people and institutions by those who are dishonest is enormous and growing. Weaponized false narratives of misinformation when false information is shared but no harm is meant, disinformation when false information is knowingly shared to cause harm, and malinformation when genuine information is shared to cause harm, often by moving information designed to stay in private into the public sphere, can all be micro-targeted to individuals and institutions. This personalized propaganda can be brought to scale immediately, destroying careers, families, and organizations who are defenseless against such speed and reach. The advent of information disorder machines that use artificial intelligence and machine learning to automate the process of defamation represent a serious and emerging threat. An emerging threat to individuals and institutions, from product competitors, litigants, employers, and even nation-states. The Healthcare Innocence Project is a new program inspired by the Innocence Project that has just celebrated its 25th anniversary and the liberty of hundreds of innocent people it has freed and almost as many laws it has changed. 2 lawyers and a team of law students used the power of a new technology at that time, which was DNA science, to prove that people who had been wrongfully convicted were innocent. We stand on the shoulders of their success by using the power of a new technology, electronic records, patient records, digital employment documentation, and careful investigative journalism. The new digital DNA of such records provides real fingerprints of evidence that can battle failure to rescue of reputations and harm to the lives of honest people. Such evidence can lead to new accountability and consequences for false whistleblowers and predators on the web. Our goal is to protect patients, caregivers, academics, researchers, and patient advocates improperly accused of wrongdoing. Whether it is a caregiver who is characterized as a bad apple after a medical error, when the real source of harm is from the system's faults and failures of the organization, faults and failures of the apple barrel itself, or sham peer review or sham human resources reviews of caregivers to discredit them for business purposes, or patients and their families who are vilified by a defense team to discredit them in malpractice settlement negotiations, or a whistleblower who is met with retaliation or retribution for trying to protect patients, or the professionally lethal smear campaigns by competitors propelled over the web. Digital technologies verifying documentation tied to facts, timelines, and eyewitness accounts can reverse the false narrative, just as DNA testing has in our courts. Today's digital technologies have provided a new means of exposing bad faith actors. Their behaviors leave verifiable fingerprints in the code and internet archives. We are helping organizations take the high road of bringing transparency and accountability to their healthcare leadership teams. Those who want to update their codes of conduct for conflicts of interest, following the lead of the best organizations who have proven they work. Developing publication integrity and ethics checklists to be used by authors and academic center leaders when they prepare publications, and employing industry-accepted just culture protocols that can be used after serious adverse events and medical accidents. Our approach is to build a community of practice, starting with frontline nurses, caregivers, researchers, and healthcare leaders who will develop, refine, and test the value of case studies and evidence-based concepts, tools, and resources that can drive real change. The rapid evolution of the Me Too movement and college admissions scandals have expanded the scope of racketeering. The potential for civil racketeering lawsuits in healthcare by those harmed and the rise of academic defamation and medical mobbing are adding fuel to the fires of change. We believe that the defamation and libel laws must be modernized to provide protection to the honest patients, caregivers, academics, researchers, and advocates through checks and balances that provide significant consequences to the dishonest who seek to cause harm. We are building a library of case studies and stories with the leaders of our best healthcare organizations through a structured research collaboration on these and a carefully researched panel of critical emerging threats. This will lead to investigative white papers and documentaries, the rescue of careers, the development of best practices, and publication of peer-reviewed articles. The goal is to make the truth in media the best defensive weapon we can, and to create accountability for the dishonest and reckless who seek to do harm to others, so that they will pay the price of public and personal consequences as the penalties for their behavior. Such behavior is a clear and present danger to our healthcare system. Our vision is to make sure we protect those who serve and those they serve. Join us in this cause. We need you and your stories.